look at the time. It's time for another video. Good day to my fellow adventurers throughout time and space. It is I, the Cowardly Time Lord, welcome you back to Let's Play Breath of Fire 3. Anyone can come this far. Now comes the hard part, the Desert of Death. A land of ever-changing sands, where nothing lives, and from which no one returns. That's what everyone said about crossing the ocean. I want to do the southern accent, but I've been doing a deep voice. I get the feeling that God wants to be left alone. I don't know anything about that, but I do know the goddess lives beyond the desert. You must cross the desert. I'll tell you how to survive long enough to get there. Ask me anything. Don't listen to his information. It's wrong. All of it. Not quite all of it, but I just exaggerated for fun. I don't know why it switches Nina in, but that can actually get your party killed real easy with Nina being in the party during the Desert of Death. Good, still in defensive formation. This is the most important thing, though. The water jug's full of water. Make sure you take some with you. You'll need it. Get water. Ryu fills up the canteen. You now have 16 servings of water. Now, I didn't realize that 16 servings, one serving was enough for 3 people. That got me stuck here for a long time. I'd kept on taking 3 servings at once. Go into desert. And you should wait for night and leave then. Blah, blah, blah. Good luck. Okay. There is a secret to solving the Desert of Death. That is the North Star. That is the Evening Star. That is the fake North Star. Angle yourself here and press the up button for a guaranteed crossing of the desert. Now, there's also other stars. Those stars. They, as far as I'm aware, have no name. But I call them the treasure stars. And I am getting 3 of the 4 hidden treasures in the desert. The first one you get by turning to this angle and walking forward for 7 nights. The second one is walk forward 3 nights towards the North Star, then turn towards the Evening Star, and keep on walking until you find the treasure. The next one requires us to be on the opposite end of the desert and walk towards the Evening Star for as many nights as possible. And the 4th treasure, it's like walk 2.5 nights south from the opposite end of the desert and then keep on walking away from the Evening Star. Of course, the Evening Star won't be in your range of vision by that point, so it's kind of hard, and it's just not worth it. I guess the way you would do it, if you really wanted to find it, it would be to get to the point where you're level with the Evening Star. But Horus actually gives us instructions that are wrong and will take us to the treasure that is right below where the Evening Star is, as it's called in this game. I'm just telling you all the information you need to know about solving the desert. Now, what makes this so difficult? I'll go through one night cycle so that you can see how the Desert of Death works, which is fighting fields everywhere. And there are sometimes really good treasures in the fighting fields. And this is the reason it makes the fighting fields suck. I think this is... Oh, no, there's still one more enemy in the Desert of Death. And that one more enemy is the best possible enemy to encounter ever. You're probably thinking to yourself, the last enemy in the Desert of Death couldn't possibly be super amazing and fun. You'd be somewhat right. The final enemy in the Desert of Death is called the Drake, I think. I think it's called the Drake, or something like that. The Drake, whenever it shows up in battle, will say... It will have like a special dialogue pop up before the fight really begins, saying, "The Drake is paralyzed by the heat of the desert." You use the remedy spell on it, and it will no longer be paralyzed by the heat. You're probably thinking, why would you want to do that? Because you can learn the best spell in the game, in my opinion. That was sucky. It was just a healing herb. Oh, right. Raise poison. That's why I can't run. But the spell the Drake gives you is the Cure spell, which heals one party member for full and removes all status ailments from them. So yeah, I would say that's a pretty good spell. Definitely one of the best ones in the game. Yeah, and here's the point where I'm always like, where I was always like, for the longest time, oh, you want me to use 3 servings of water. Also, you want to remember to use the water jug. Because if you forget to use the water jug after it pops with that notification saying you're thirsty, you'll lose hit points. Not until your next rest at an inn or your next rest at camp. No. Until, for the rest of the game, you'll just be down hit points. Cruel game mechanics. Also, did you think I meant the Drake would cast that cure spell? Oh, I'll show you right now. Actually, Ray, examine. Ryu, remedy. Gar, examine. The Drake is really one of the kindest enemies in the game. See? Look, he just used Cure on us. And we learned Cure. That's gonna go to Gar eventually. And if I didn't attack it there, it would then run away. without attacking us. But I still wanted the experience from the battle. But yeah, it's just a really nice, kind enemy. Just it's like, you saved me from being paralyzed. Will it attack if it's in a fight with other enemies? Will it start attacking those other enemies for you? No, I don't think. Maybe. I haven't tested enough with the Drake. Also, no, you cannot run while in the desert. You have to walk. This takes a long time. Technically gonna be in the desert 4 times throughout this playthrough. You know, once for 3 times for treasure, once for the actual crossing. The sun has risen. Walking during the day only wastes energy. Time to make camp. You have to wait for that notification to pop up, or else it'll just dump you during the middle of the day. Phew! So hot, I'm panting like a dog. We're supposed to head north, right? As long as we can see the stars, we should be alright. Yeah, except we're not heading for where we're going.
It's a long trip ahead. Better conserve water as much as possible.
What do you have to say, Ray? Oh, this just beat all. Everywhere you look, sand. How are you supposed to know which way you're going in this? I dislike sand. It's coarse, rough, gets everywhere. Yeah. I still, like I say, I enjoy the Desert of Death. It's not a terrible segment compared to the Golden Plains of Breath of Fire 4. Anyways, be back in a bit. Also, Breath of Fire 4 is entirely desert, so take that into consideration as well. Oh, and if you're wondering what the secret treasure I'm going after right now is, it's another pair of speed boots. It's not really worth it, other than to show you it's there. The other treasures are a royal sword, which we already have one. Sorry, scratch my nose. It's so itchy. Anyways, like I said, royal sword, life armor, which we need another pair of, speed boots, and finally, there's a unique treasure, only available in the Desert of Death, the Raptor Claws. Which, you're probably thinking, oh, that must be Pekko's ultimate weapon. I think it's his, second to best ultimate weapon, on his ultimate weapon, the one below that, I think. There might be even another one even lower, but I mean, between the Raptor Claws and the best one. But I forget. Anyways, the best weapon for Pekko is called the Dragon's Fang. Let's see. Drake is paralyzed by the heat. And now... Oh, not quite. Now he's dead. Oh, and I should mention why I haven't gotten a video out in the past couple days. It's not because I didn't want to record this. It's just because I haven't had the time. Also, I've been extremely tired, and I still am. Also, itchy nose, itchy mouth, itchy neck. My neck's been itchy, and it's starting to get a little red. I don't know what's up with that. Anyways, back to pausing. Also, I always thought that this formation of clouds kind of looks like it's got a little mouth there, eyes. Kind of looks like Pecco. No? At least something from Plants vs. Or something from Plants vs. Zombies or something. Oh, that's what I've always seen in that cloud. This is only the end of the second night in the Desert of Death minigame to get the first treasure. And I already feel tired. In real life, like I'm gonna fall asleep if I continue playing this. Yeah, and you saw how approximately how long a night is. So, yeah, imagine how many times I'm having to do that. Wish me luck. Here's an example of one of the better treasures you can find in the Desert of Death. The best treasures in the Desert of Death, just randomly, are multivitamins, swallow eyes, antidotes, healing herbs, moon tears. Those are things I can think of that you can just find in random fighting fields. We'll get to the actual treasures in a bit. Okay, considering I can't keep myself awake without... I'm just gonna take it for as many nights as I can to the Desert of Death. But I'm having trouble staying awake right now. I thought I could manage to record a video. Considering what I planned on doing, this video would probably take a few hours. There was a swallow eye. See, I told you could get swallow eyes. Desert of Death. I'm not completely out of it. You are. This video is going to be cut short, I'm sorry to say. I can't. To make up for it, to try to get another Breath of Fire 3 video out next. Just to make up for how shitty this one has been. I mean, there'll still be more Desert of Death, without a doubt. But try to be more awake. In fact, you know what? I haven't tried this in forever. But I'm gonna live stream. Live streaming this game in the Desert of Death. That's what I'll try and do. That way you can join me through my suffering. Okay, I can get one more night in after this for the game. Without me falling asleep or something. But yeah, I think a live stream of this game would be brilliant for this point. Oh, I didn't want to save. No, I didn't want to save at all. But as you can see, those treasure stars are slowly starting to make their way towards this point of the screen. As soon as they sort of come within view, that's when it gets kind of close to you getting the secret treasures that lie on the border of the desert, so to speak. Well, it's about as far which is the direction you can go. Sorry, I'm not talking. I am focusing on keeping myself awake. It's not even that late. Yeesh, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, so this enemy has Lava Burst as well. I thought that'd be kind of obvious. It's just a reskin of the Vulcan enemy from earlier in the game. Sadly, it doesn't give good armor like the Vulcan did. Oh, it's not even a Drake, it's a Drac. I didn't even notice that before. Drac, whatever a Drac is. I am barely managing to stay awake right now. I'm starting to sing in order to keep myself from falling asleep while playing this game. But yeah, this is what it's like. You know what? I just realized something. Why didn't I think of that before now? Playing on an emulator! And I didn't think about that. Huh. That's probably the reason I didn't think about that. Too much. I mean, I'm just so used to playing this game how it normally works that thinking about it being on an emulator is just surprising in some ways. Ooh, and ivory dice. Ooh, that's good. Should I go for one more night? I think with the speed up I can, so... Yeah, one more night because of the speed up that I didn't think about at all. And I could even do it even faster, but I think one time speed is fast enough for me. Just because that's already ridiculously fast. Take us to ludicrous speed! Okay, yeah, it's impossible to even control the menu at that speed, so... Ooh, and wisdom seeds. Those are also really good, so... A lot of good random treasures in the Desert of Death as well. Yeah, just realized that would probably be the case. Yeah. I was off about how many nights it took, obviously, but I was just saying that it takes quite a few nights. I remember reading somewhere it takes 7 nights, but this should be the final night of this. Let's see. Yeah, it's ludicrous speed. You know what? I'll pause here, and if I get to the I'm gonna get to the first treasure today, and then so the live stream will be bone break. Okay, I haven't reached where I want to end for today's episode, and I'm gonna make it there no matter how tired I'm getting. But I'm pretty sure, yep, everyone's dialogue is now different.
I would God wish to create such a place as this.
Isn't this just made all? We're almost there, right? Aren't we? Why? Why do we have to go through all that? Oop, 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 oop. This should be the final night before we get to the treasure that I want to get. Because, well, there ain't a lot of water left. And those treasure stars are kind of nearby. So. There's a reason why I'm not fast forwarding immediately. That's why. See? You saw that, right? Before we entered the battle? That is what we've been searching for. And I'll also show you how to get back to the beginning of the Desert of Death. That was the main reason I decided to continue forward with the episode. But yeah, you saw the object, right? It's the object that we've been searching for. The answer to all our questions. This dead body out here in the middle of the desert. You found speed boots. Well, I don't want to raise. I won't do that yet. But the other pair of speed boots will eventually go to Ray. Just doing a quick loop around. I always forget if if a sack will also spawn in this particular fighting arena. I don't have any ice spells. This fight could be problematic. Also, if you're wondering why Ryu deals so little damage against these guys, it's because he's using a lightning sword. Apparently, lightning swords don't work on living volcanoes. They're not giant, they're tiny compared to what you'd think a volcano would look like. Okay, we should be good from here in this fight. So there was a sack in this, and it had ivory dice. It's not terrible. Now, to show you how to return to the opening of the desert with Horus. Also known as the Pookie. Looks like he needs water, too. We're out of water. We'll be in trouble if we don't get there soon.
How much more does God want to test us?
How come we're not there yet? Shouldn't we be there by now? Can you see the oasis yet? And if you can see the oasis while you're doing the desert journey, you've done it wrong. Because the oasis is a mirage. The oasis that you see is a mirage. You can use the Rakta to return to base camp. Return! Yes! Using its homing instincts, the Rakta returns to base camp. So you're back, are you? Well, there's no need to hurry. Take your time and get used to the desert. Don't forget to fill up your canteen before you go. So, looks like a good place to end off for today's episode. So, this is the Cowardly Time Lord signing off and saying, have a good day, or whatever time it is, wherever you are. Bye-bye now.